Nothing, keep going.
Why are you making that noise? Are they all dropping or something?
Have you seen the spiders on the ceiling?
Hi friends! Just a pre-warning before we start, we are cleaning a home in Scotland with an active spider infestation, so there will be a few spiders here and there throughout this video. You've been warned. The other thing to address is this was filmed in early February. I've been keeping this free clean video in my drafts for such a long time because if I'm honest, I haven't felt comfortable posting it up until now. This clean was one of the top 3 most painful cleans I've ever done, but also one of my favorites. I can't wait to tell you guys a little bit more about exactly what happened here. The lore behind this home is crazy. So strap in, get a cup of tea, and let's get into it. Okay, I've got cobwebs all on my face and in my mouth. We're in the Edinburgh clean. Very exciting. So immediately, no one's lived in this property for a few years. It's basically been left. So I've got so many cobwebs in my mouth. There is a lot of spiders here. The whole place is like kind of infested with house spiders, which is fine. But we're gonna start in this room. Okay, I don't know if you can see this, if it come up on camera, just how many there are. But we're gonna have to literally work our way into this room. We've got the skip arriving in hopefully the next 30 minutes. Most of the things in here can be thrown out. We've got a list of everything the resident wants to keep, so we will find them. There's not really any ventilation, not really any airflow, and I'll be honest with you, I'm struggling. My skin, I can already feel it starting to hurt. Hi there! This is the daughter's bedroom. Again, we've got a crazy amount of cobwebs. The property does smell quite strongly of cat urine and damp. But what we're gonna do is work on the mum's room next door first, then this one. What?
Nothing, keep going.
Why are you making that noise? Are they all dropping or something?
Have you seen the spiders on the ceiling?
Yeah, they're big, but they're...
Have you seen how many there are? There's about 30, 40 on the ceiling.
Yeah, it's kind of similar to the Leeds clean. This is the daughter's room. Lots of spiders. Harry's made me start to panic now.
There's no reason to panic.
Okay. I'm like, should I be panicking?
No.
We've got Skip. Big boy Skip. Big
Stop
boy.
getting so close to the camera.
Craig. My new best friend, Craig. Okay, so I'm going to explain what I meant when I said that this was one of the most painful free cleans I've ever done. But in order to do that, I need to give you some context. So this is a council flat in Scotland, and like a lot of social housing in the UK, it has had multiple residents that have lived in it over the years since it was first built. One of those previous residents was very heavily involved in the local rug business. And when I say rug, I mean the special ones that start with a D. You know what I mean. Anyway, one night there was a massive police raid on the property, and to stop them from being able to have too much dirt on him, he resorted to setting the whole flat on fire. And yeah, that complicated a lot of things, and is partly why I say this was one of the most painful cleans I've ever done. We had a slight problem with the skip company where they were like, oh, we can't collect the skip and drop you off a fresh one until Friday. It's Wednesday today, and obviously we've almost filled half a skip and we've barely made a dent in this one room. We've got the entire property to do. I was calling them, I was like, please help me, and the Scots came through, guys. Yay, Scotland. But yeah, hopefully we're going to be able to get another skip coming later today. But they originally told us it can't be possible till Friday, but it just goes to show you don't take no for an answer, but you're always polite with it. We're going to keep going. I want this bedroom to be empty by the end of today. That's the goal.
Easily,
Yeah.
easily. We
Harry's
need
like,
more than one room empty.
Well, yeah, but like...
We only have 5
set
days.
the expectations low. We've got 5 days, so we really
So we
need
need
to make
3 clear by first day, yeah.
Yeah, and we need lots of skips for it. Thanks to you guys watching, we're able to afford skips. Okay, let's get going.
A few moments later.
Second and third skip confirmed. They're coming to pick up the skip today at 4. It is 1:53 right now, so we got work to do, baby. Now, despite burning the entire gaff down, the police still had more than enough to arrest him on the spot, and he's not been home ever since. Because it was a council property, a new family was moved in straight after, and that family are the residents that I am helping on this free clean. When the new residents moved in, there was still signs of excessive smoke damage. Now, I only clean for free, and I only clean for people in need, and the majority of people that I help live in social housing. Now, I'm not an expert on social housing, but what I can tell you from what I've observed from doing these free cleans, every council's budget is different. It is not uncommon for social housing tenants to move into their new property and for that property to have extensive repairs that need doing. A lot of those repairs become the new tenants' financial burden that they've essentially inherited. Long story cut short, that's exactly what happened here. The new residents were just happy to have a home. They weren't expecting that moving into this home would be detrimental to the mother's health. We've arrived in Airbnb. It smells a little bit like weed, but we're gonna do a house tour. House tour. Look at the kitchen. So beautiful. Welcome to bedroom number 1. Welcome to the room that Harry will completely destroy within 20 minutes. Welcome to bedroom number 2. Showing the room then.
What?
Also, we have Scottish sausages. On the 1st of February, when Dry Jan is over, Harry and I are going to raid this and have a cheese and wine night. Ah. They have the big slimes and that, oh wait, and that huge. I really want the big one, but I want the 1 kilogram. But instead, I'm gonna be responsible and just get the mini ooze kit. Harry's researching speakers because he really wants to listen to music while we're on the clean. It's day 2 of the free deep clean. We've got the flu. Harry is making breakfast. He treats me very good. I thought that was my hairbrush. Yeah, we got ill. We got the flu. Well, might not be the flu, but we're ill. We'll see how today goes, but either way, ill or not ill, we'll obviously work through the weekend. I think today might be a longer day.
It might be the same.
It might be the same. Okay.
You can take lunch break.
Lunch break, important. We didn't take one yesterday. I had to spit in the kitchen sink because Harry's taking a big fat in the bathroom. Rastafarian, Targaryen, been everywhere again. Rastafarian, when you want to reach me, and if you feel the love, you can feel me. Okay, I need a I feel very fragile. It's so cold, look. I just want to go back to bed. This is our second load of skips, just coming in now. We don't have Craig today. Yesterday we had a really nice man called Craig. I'm sure this guy's nice as well. It's just his name's not Craig. But yeah, starting in the daughter's room and finishing off the hallway a little bit. I say finishing off. There's thick dust. I think it's poo all on the floor. So every time you move something, dust is flying in your face. It's very unpleasant to breathe in. Obviously we've got masks and stuff, but still unpleasant. We got more skips. You're not showing the skits, though. I realise I told you basically nothing about the residents that we're helping who moved in after the rug dealer was arrested. So it is a mother and her daughter. Full disclosure, the daughter is over 18. When I refer to the daughter throughout this video, I am not talking about a child. Okay, I'm going to tell you the whole story whilst we get started on clearing the rubbish from the daughter's room. The whole process of them moving into this property was happening during COVID. When they moved in, again, still lots of smoke damage. There was no flooring at all. In fact, the flooring in the property was literally just the concrete foundations that had been poured. There was no physical flooring, and by the time I showed up to clean it years later, there was still no physical flooring laid down. I'm sure you guys remember what it was like when the COVID outbreak first happened. There was mass panic all around. Loads of people weren't working, obviously, because it was not safe. So the types of works that you would typically expect to have been done before the residents residents moved in were not done. And a lot of things happened all at once. There was a death in the family that really shook both the mother and her daughter. At the same time, both of them caught COVID, and on top of that, the mum got diagnosed with COPD. COPD is essentially a very serious lung condition that can make it really difficult to breathe. The combination of COPD and COVID is super scary because they both affect your respiratory system. Now, at this point, we've got someone with already compromised lungs living in a property where she is constantly exposed to ash and smoke. Her physical health took a nosedive. Slowly but surely, it became more and more difficult for her to move around, to settle in, to unpack properly, because every time she did move, it was harder for her to breathe. I know a lot of you are probably thinking, okay, well, what happened to the daughter? What's her story? What was she doing? So let me tell you while we clear this living room. Just like her mother, the daughter's mental health took a nosedive due to the death in the family, and also, I can imagine, watching her mum's physical health rapidly decline. As her mum's health started to rapidly decline, so did the daughter's. She was finding herself having episodes at work where she would essentially collapse. And it wasn't long before she got diagnosed with narcolepsy, which is a chronic neurological disorder that essentially affects the brain's ability to control their sleep and wake cycle. So this poor girl was, just dropping fast asleep randomly throughout the day. Because of that, it became more and more difficult for her to keep her job. And like most of the people I help when I do these free cleans, it's one thing leads to another and that affects another thing, and before you know it, everything's kind of crashing down around you. Very quickly, your surroundings become more and more overwhelming. By the time the daughter reached out to me, the house was filled to the brim with rubbish and overrun with a spider infestation. There was thick layers of dust and cat feces everywhere. Her mother's COPD had worsened. She had been moved to a hospital bed and was unable to return home until the property was cleaned.
Should I get 2 mop heads just to be safe?
Probably. Maybe. I don't know.
So we can do an initial mop and then a second mop. The first one will just soak up. Okay, we'll do one to soak up and one to actually scrub. I should have brought my Scrub Daddy mop with me. Hindsight's a beautiful thing. I'm trying to think what else we might need. So we should check the list.
No, we're good.
It's not looking good. The contact dermatitis is in full swing. I knew this would happen. I knew it would happen. Look at my eyes. They're so swollen. Look at this one. Oh my gosh. Oh no. My eyes are so swollen I don't look like myself. My lips are swollen too. Oh no, I'm having an allergic reaction.
It's day 3. I'm in pain. We've cleared out most of the house. I'd say we're over halfway now, maybe like 3/4 of the way.
Beautiful.
We've got one more skip to do.
So this is what we did yesterday. Got a decent amount of this living room done.
Now, whilst I finish off clearing up the living room, I just want to state the obvious. That was what my skin looked like after being in this home for just 3 days. All I could think of was how awful it must have been for the mother and her daughter living here and breathing this in every single day. Now again, like I said earlier in this video, this free clean was filmed in early February this year. I've always taken PPE super seriously because I just kept getting ill on these free cleans. It got to the point where I was actually hospitalized in the Netherlands and I couldn't quite figure out what it was that was making me so unwell, because I would get it on some free cleans but not on others. After becoming so unwell during this free clean, it became a non-negotiable for me that I need to be wearing a full face respirator throughout the entire free cleaning process. So the same day that this footage was taken, I was on Amazon buying myself a full face respirator, baby. All I had to do was wait for it to arrive. And it's a good thing too, because if you look at the floor in this footage, you can see it is covered in like dust. Hindsight's a beautiful thing, because I now know that all of that dust is poop. That's right, baby. It's not just ash from the fire. It is cat cat poo that is basically fossilized and dried up and almost like broken down into this dusty cat poop powder. And it was everywhere, even in this kitchen. When you see these kitchen floors, you're gonna see it is covered. Harry and I thought we had the flu on the second day of this free clean. Looking back, I don't think we ever had the flu. I think our airways were just so irritated from breathing in this cat poop dust. Honestly, there's so many reasons why I delayed posting this video up until this moment. I think one of the big reasons was that I actually felt really embarrassed that I had been so reckless. Harry and I should have been wearing full face respirators. It's one of those things where, you know, if I could go back in time, I would change it in a heartbeat and make sure we were being safer, but we just, I don't know, we didn't, you know, it is what it is, we didn't. Instead of beating myself up over it, I am just gonna take this for the learning curve that it was, because this clean really did drastically change how I have done every single clean since, and there's been a lot of cleans since. If anything, I would like to use this moment to tell anyone who has ever messaged me saying they want to start free cleans in their local area, which by the way is absolutely incredible. You are amazing and that is so lovely to hear. Please, please, please make sure you are taking PPE super duper seriously. Make sure you're wearing full face respirators, guys, and looking after yourself and taking every precaution for your health and safety. Even if you think, oh, I might be going overkill here, I promise you're not. When it comes to health and safety and your own health, take it seriously. Learn from my mistakes. Okay, run over, I promise. At this point of the kitchen clean, I have cleared all of the surfaces. The floor is still covered in cat poop dust. I am slowly but surely making my way through all of the poop that is on the surfaces. I also would just like to know and put anyone who is worrying's mind at ease. The cat that made this mess was actually rehomed years before the free clean took place. The way I found out it was in fact cat poo is by talking to the residents, because I'd found quite a lot of wood lice. The resident essentially said, oh yeah, that's because our cat litter was wood pellets, and we started noticing loads and loads of wood lice showing up. And that's when I put two and two together that, you know, the dust that I'd been calling dust and thinking was dust was a mixture of basically wood litter pellets that had like broken down and mixed with cat poo, and it just turned into like a big thick cat poo dust. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say about cat poo now. I promise I will stop boring you with it. Okay, just to explain quickly what's happening. We are in the kitchen. I'm doing what I call an initial clean. That is basically where we get all of the top layer of grime and dirt off. And I wanted to add this little bit in because I know you guys will have seen me clean this countertop and you'll be like, that's not clean, B. Don't worry, I know. What we're doing is I've basically given myself a semi-grime free countertop. Let me take you off and I'll show you. Don't move, I'm bringing you up. So you can see, obviously the countertop is a lot clearer. It's definitely not clean yet. We've still got bits that we need to scrape off. And obviously, let me see if I can focus you. Well, basically, we've got a bunch of cobwebs. There you go. You can see now all of the cobwebs. So, like, don't think that this is the clean. This isn't the clean. We've also got the fridge looking very, very dirty. She's had better days. This is the oven. This is what it's looking like. You'll see here all of the little bugs, little shells. Yeah, lots of, we're finding whatever this is all around. I don't know if it's like wood splinters or if it's, I think some of it is like cat litter and cat poo that's kind of dried out. But yeah, we're definitely nowhere near done. So that's your little update as we begin the cleaning. Update on my eyes, still very, very swollen, but a lot better. I've taken a Piriton and an antihistamine. I'm sorry, Piriton is antihistamine. I've taken a Piriton and I've also got hydrocortisone, hydro whatever, you know, the cream, the 1%. So I've been putting that on and it's looking better. I've got a full face respirator coming, but I accidentally ordered it to a free clean I did in Leeds like few months ago before Christmas. So I've just sent the lady who lives there a message saying, I'm really sorry, when the Amazon order comes, can you deny the order, please? Because they won't let me cancel it. Because they're like, it's out for delivery, so you can't cancel it. So yeah, hopefully she pulls through for me and denies the order so I can get a refund on that. Otherwise it is £80 down the drain, which would suck. Anyway, I'm blabbing. Right. I will see you in a little bit. When you next see this, it will look very different, okay? I love you. Love you so much, okay? Bye-bye. Oh yeah, you know earlier in this video when I was in the shop and Harry was picking out a speaker, well, he ended up getting a speaker. So this whole time we were like blasting my cleaning playlist and it was fabulous. Harry and I literally listened to every single album by Dave in chronological order and it was just the best. Both Sides of a Smile by Dave and James Blake continues and remains and always will be one of my favourite songs of all time. If you've not listened to it, just listen to it. Also, since we're spilling random facts right now, my favourite thing to clean of all time is a sink. Okay, I feel like I'm pretty good at cleaning a good old sink. I can get any sink looking pretty shiny. Everyone always asks me what I use. Literally, Cif cream. That is all you need. If it's got any limescale on the sink, then go in with a limescale remover. One of my ultimate faves is the HG limescale remover. You can get the super powerful version. It will eat through any type of limescale, no matter how hard it is. But those two products is literally all you need. And then the biggest trick is to buff it out with kitchen roll. And I won't lie, I get through a lot of kitchen roll on these free cleans. But yeah, that's my shiny tap hack, just for anyone interested. I don't know, I always get asked about it, so there you go. The other thing I really love doing is an oven hob, but I have to be so for real with you. I'm gonna expose myself. I have never ever deep cleaned inside an oven on one of my free cleans, simply because there is never time. The ovens that are normally at these types of properties are in a really bad way inside. Don't get me wrong, I can get an oven looking brand spanking new no matter how awful it is. The problem is that it will take me at least an entire day to do so, and on these cleans I just don't have that type of time. The cleans have come so far in such a short space of time. Again, this clean you're watching right now happened in February this year. Since then, I can't even tell you how many cleans I've done. I've honestly lost count. Because of all of you guys who watch my videos and like them and comment and are just so amazing, you allow this free cleaning service to keep going on. We are now at the stage where I am able to offer free cleans across the UK and quite a lot of places in Europe, which is incredible. It means we can help even more people. However, it also means that it's just simply not feasible anymore for me to go to these properties and see them in person and estimate how long it's gonna take and kind of size up the job before the free clean starts. I can't do that in person like other cleaners would do. All of that has to be done online via video call. The process of vetting each free clean takes a long time. I'm not going to bore you with it, but it's a process that takes months. It basically means that there is a lot of pressure riding around me being able to accurately estimate how long it will take for me to complete each free clean. Because again, I don't have a team, it's me and it's Harry, and that's it. It's just us. You might be wondering where I'm going with this. Stick with me. If a free clean runs over, then the person on the waiting list after that clean, their clean gets delayed. And then the person after that's clean get delayed. And it's a whole chain reaction of people that have to wait even longer before they can have a safe clean home again. You might be thinking, okay B, that's great. How does this relate to ovens? Well, it doesn't really, but it does throw a spanner in the work when it's day 4 of a free deep clean and you suddenly discover a secret room that you had no prior knowledge about. Yep, strap in, bestie.
We've just discovered a whole new room. It's a decent sized room as well. That's so rogue, right? Oh my gosh. Date of last inspection, 2021. Doesn't add up.
Our best friends just got engaged. Isn't that exciting? The ring is beautiful, and he did such a good job at proposing, and I'm very happy for... Yeah, not us.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately. Everyone comment down below, Harry, propose. It's been 7 years. Actually, don't. I don't want you to feel bullied into asking me to marry you. Anyway, we've got furniture to clean. Kitchen's looking a lot better. Obviously, we've not really done the floors yet, so ignore them. And yeah, I'm gonna start deep cleaning these sofas. Okay, Harry, you can play your music now. He loves his music. Okay, I won't lie, that secret room had me baffled because I'd been talking to the daughter and her mum and vetting this clean for a good 3 months before I showed up. And throughout the whole process, I was told there was 1 bathroom, 1 kitchen, 2 bedrooms and 1 living room, and then of course the hallway. Now, we were already running really far behind at this point. So the second I saw this secret room, I instantly knew I would not have time to properly clean it. I could clear it and remove all the rubbish, maybe give it a wipe down, but you know, I can't deep clean it. I did give the daughter a ring just to let her know and to check we were on the same page, and she immediately was like, oh my gosh, I didn't bring up that additional room because I wasn't expecting you to do it anyway. You know, I don't see that room as a priority. I would rather you spent the time you have on the other rooms in the house that are a bit more important. And I was like, oh yes, we're on the same page. Okay, amazing. And that is exactly what I did. So I went straight back to this living room and started deep cleaning it within an inch of its life. And I've got to say, this living room was surprisingly quite easy to clean. There were only 2 trickier bits to tackle. The first of them was this floor. Obviously, as you guys already know, this home was set on fire, and when the current residents moved in, there was no flooring. What you see on the ground underneath my feet is like the concrete foundations to this building. Understandably, it's a very porous surface, so all of those years of cat poop dust buildup had settled really deep into this flooring. These floors were such a challenge because they were so filthy. In many ways, it would make more sense to jet wash them clean. This clean happened in the middle of winter. It was very, very cold. Introducing moisture of any sort to this already damp and cold property would have just been a breeding ground for black mold. It would have been nuts. And the mother already has breathing issues. It didn't seem worth the risk. So I kind of had to get creative and just see what I can do and try my best. I knew from the get-go that these floors were not floors, so they were never gonna look beautiful no matter how much I scrubbed them. And obviously, because of the amount of dust, every time you move something, a big dust cloud kind of wafts into your face. That dust spreads to areas you've just cleaned. It's a nightmare. So the first thing I did was I basically sprayed water all over the floor. My thought process was, if I get the dust wet, then it's heavier and it therefore won't become airborne every time it's disturbed. And that makes it super easy for me to grab a mop and start mopping it up. So that's exactly what I did, and I repeated that process as many times as it took in every single room of the property until there was no more loose dust lying on the floor. Now, I know that all sounds really promising, but I do have to be very transparent with you guys. I said this clean was one of the most painful cleans I've ever done for multiple reasons, not just the fact that I was in physical pain because I was breathing in cat poo all the time. But no, it was because the amount of dust in this place was literally like being on a building site. And one thing that's really not coming across on camera, which is why I feel the need to say it out loud, is there was multiple different layers of this dust. Obviously on the top layer we've got the cat poop dust. Then underneath that you start to have all of the bits of cardboard, the bits of old food packaging, stickers, stuff that is rotted right down and almost like fused in with the floor. And all of that needs softening, and then once it's softened it needs scraping up. The process of scraping it up releases more dust because guess what? Underneath that layer is all of the ash and soot from when the property was set on fire years before. I felt like one of those people that like digs up dinosaur bones because it was like every layer was a different period of history. Anyway, as the floors got cleaner, this is what they started to look like. I was starting to notice there was almost like a tile pattern. And I know what you're thinking, B, I thought you said these were like concrete floor foundations. They look like tiles. That looks like asbestos tiles. Don't worry, bestie, I had the same panic. So I spoke to a lady from the council and she was like in charge of this block of flats, knows everything about them, how they were built, when they were built, you know, etc, etc. And she basically reassured me that that it's not asbestos tiles. It looks like a grid floor pattern, but it's essentially just the way they laid the foundations. It is in fact concrete foundation. So I was like, okay, cool. Obviously I'm going to point out the obvious. By the time I was finished with these floors, they were in fact ugly because they were never designed to be seen. They were designed to have proper flooring laid on top of it, you know? It's the foundations to a building. It's not meant to be the actual floor to the property. So yeah, I made peace with the fact that they were never gonna look pretty, and that even if they were clean, they weren't necessarily going to look clean. However, on the positive, the amount of hours that Harry and I spent scraping and scrubbing and hoovering and mopping and scrubbing again meant by the time me and Harry were done, these ugly foundations were prepped, primed and ready for proper flooring to be laid down on top of them. And the council is going to lay new flooring in here for the residents, which is amazing news. But obviously that kind of thing does take a little bit of time. So when you see the afters for this entire property, I just need you to imagine them with, you know, proper flooring on the floor. Now, from the get-go, as soon as I read the application form for this free clean, I knew it was going to be a priority clean. The mother was in a hospital bed and couldn't return home because she physically could not breathe in this flat in the condition that it was in. And the daughter was effectively homeless. She was sofa surfing, staying with friends because of her narcolepsy. She couldn't work anymore. And a professional cleaning company would charge thousands of pounds for a clean like this, with the spiders, with the dust, everything. She just quite simply did not have that type of money.
I am now the proud owner of this thing.
The respirator finally came.
Can you hear me well? Apparently you're meant to be able to communicate really well when it's like held in place. I've not tightened it yet because I'm claustrophobic, Darren. But I like it. It's quite heavy duty. Safety test report, baby. So hopefully this will stop me getting contact dermatitis. I'm going to wear it today when we're doing the floors. Speaking of, today is the last day, hopefully, we're hoping. Maybe not, but it could be. And if it is, that's great. We've got quite a bit to do. Me and Harry have got so much snacks and food, and we're just going to bang it out, basically. And then tomorrow is a trip to B&M. See you there. And okay, it is now day 5. I'm going to show you how we're getting on. So this is the mum's room. I'm going to be working a lot in here for the first half of this day, doing the walls, the skirting boards, the radiators, the furniture, the window. The bathroom is another room where we have done pretty much nothing to it, but I will be giving that a good blitzing today. Here is the spare room that we discovered, / boiler utility room. So right now what it's got inside it is everything that we were able to salvage. We've popped all of that in there so it's out of the way, and once we are done with the clean we'll bring it out and start putting it where it belongs in the flat. Coming down, we've got the daughter's bedroom. Now this bedroom, even though it looks very messy and very, very dark, it's so dark in here, this is actually the cleanest of the 2 bedrooms. All of the walls and skirting boards have been done, the furniture's all been cleaned, the window's done, the bed's done. Kitchen, it's had its first clean, it's gonna need another going over, especially the walls, stuff like this, but the living room is looking really good. I'm very happy with this. So the 2 sofas, I feel like you wouldn't know what they used to look like. We're looking at the top of the room now, so we've got quite a few spiders on the ceiling. They are gonna need to be hoovered up. All of this needs dusting. The curtains need dusting. The curtains in particular still have, see these are spider eggs, these little white bits. So all of them need to be removed. But yeah, it's looking good in here. I'm happy with how it's going.
As I said before, this was filmed back in February, and my budget for the free cleans was looking very, very different to how it does now. At this moment in time, I hadn't had any sponsors in about 3 months, and my only form of income was through the TikTok creator scheme. And this was around the time that my videos on TikTok started being reported for being disturbing and my account became demonetized. So essentially, the funds for the free cleans was was pretty much solely reliant upon the Buy Me a Coffee donations that I was receiving from you guys at the time. Huge thank you to everyone who has ever donated towards the free cleans. If it weren't for you guys, this clean never would have happened, and the mother never would have been able to return home and sleep in her own bed again, and the daughter would most likely still be homeless sofa surfing. So I genuinely cannot thank you all enough. You may or may not know 100% of all of the money that is raised over on there has always gone towards the free cleans. It's never been spent on anything else, and it never will be spent on anything else. I feel like now I am in a position where my pages have grown, I'm being monetized on YouTube. Every single one of you that is watching this video right now, if you have ever commented on any of my videos, if you have ever liked one of my videos or subscribed to my YouTube, you have directly funded these free cleans. You have allowed me to help so many people across the UK and Europe, and I am eternally grateful to you. I do think it's not going to be long until I shut down the donation page altogether, because we're getting close to the point now where future free cleans might be able to be funded purely through YouTube revenue and sponsorships.
I'm cleaning the bathroom. It's really small, tight space, and you don't fit in here. I'm sorry. I'll show you the afters of this little bit that you never saw me do because it was impossible to show you. Ignore the floor, but the toilet itself is almost there. There's no space for you. I'm sorry, you're gonna go on charge, and I'll show you when it's done. Love ya.
Some of you might know the story of how I got started. It literally was only like a year and a half ago now, which is crazy. But I moved into a new flat. The new flat was infested with black mold. At the same time, I lost my job. I got made redundant. I don't want to get too much into it because I feel like you guys probably know it. But the idea of starting these free cleans actually came from so many of you guys messaging me saying you were in similar positions, you couldn't afford a professional cleaning service, and you needed help. And that's kind of when the idea came to me that, you know what, I should start doing free cleans. I was earning a little bit of money on TikTok through the creator fund because obviously I was making videos of me trying to clean up my moldy flat. The most ideal business model that I could think of was if I could get to the stage where brands started to notice me, then those same brands might ask to sponsor me. And then I wouldn't have to rely on donations or the dodgy TikTok algorithm to fund this service, and I could use all of the money that those brands were offering me and put it straight into the free cleans. I've always been super transparent with you guys about how I fund this free service, and I hope I'm not speaking prematurely, but I think we're pretty close to that dream becoming a reality, guys. I don't want to get soppy, but I just want to say again, thank you. Genuinely, none of this would be possible without any of you. We have managed to help so many people that I've actually lost count at this stage of how many free cleans we've done, and I can't wait to just keep going. It's all thanks to you. I love you so much. Over the next 2 months, I'm gonna start slowly winding down and closing the Buy Me a Coffee donation page. Once the account is closed, anything left in the account is still going to be spent on the cleans. I'll keep you updated with when that happens, but I'm estimating it to be within the next 2 months. Again, I hope I'm not speaking prematurely. I just want to keep you guys in the loop.
It's day 6. This is the last day. Harry's made another beautiful breakfast. Breakfast. We've got omelette and toast. The plan is to go to B&M and get rugs, duvets, pillows, refurnish, finishing touches, and then we're done.
Trying to find the bus so we can go to B&M, and it's very cold. I'm in B&M. I've got my list of all the things that we need to buy. Got a lot of stuff. We're doing well so far. Look at the cart. So cutesy. And then we've got in this one all of the rugs, rose. We need to find, I want to find some like fake flowers. We need to bring a bit of home to the flat, you know, hominess. It's not very homey right now, it's giving it industrial. We want it to be cozy. We got lots of stuff. I'm hoping we've got enough to make the place feel homey again.
We're stuck outside of B&M waiting for a taxi company because they don't have Ubers here. So we've called a taxi company. I don't know how long it's going to be, and I don't know how we know which car is the taxi company when it arrives. It's going to be a journey, so stick with us.
We did it! We have a living room!
And it looks like a living room. Oh, hi there, YouTube. Welcome to my free clean. Come on in. Okay, first thing you're gonna notice is a beautiful love heart doormat. It's all in the details, guys. This is the bathroom. Of all the rooms, I'm really happy with how this turned out. To state the obvious, this whole entire property is basically just plaster and concrete. It's very much been stripped back. It's quite sad. To be fair, I don't even know if it has got plaster on the walls. Does it have plaster? It does need some love. It is going to need proper redecorating. But the girl who lives here actually wants to do that and make this place a proper home for herself. So we're going to let her do all of that. We're just trying to give her a nice clean canvas to work with. Got some little masks for her and her mum to do if they fancy it. Bathtub came out really well. There are a few scuffs at the bottom that I can't get out, but there's not much I can do about it. It's literal cracks in the porcelain. Remember how I was saying that this whole place is literally just concrete? That includes the floors. This is pure concrete flooring. It's not even flooring, it's just the foundation of the entire block of flats. So scrubbing this floor, I've said so many times to Harry, it's literally the equivalent of going outside on the road and trying to scrub it until like black water doesn't come out. It's years and years and years and years worth of dust, and it's such a porous like epidermal layer that all of that dirt is just stuck right in. So she needs proper flooring put down, which the council is going to help her with, which we love. Then we'll go into the mother's room. So with this, we tried to keep obviously everything very simple. All of these rooms are quite dim and dark, but hopefully we've got some good footage where you can see it properly. Yeah, so she's got all new bedding. Her bed has been cleaned and de-webbed. Nice little fake flowers. The biggest thing for this room in particular is this bad boy. This is an air purifier. The mother does have COPD, so we've got an air purifier, hoping that will kind of help with the quality of the air in the property, because obviously there's a lot of dust in here. We've got rid of so much dust, so many spiders and cobwebs, but there is still sadly a fair amount to be done in this property. And again, the daughter is going to be taking that on, and she's more than happy to take it on now that we've done the initial brunt of the work. So that's happy days. Speaking of the daughter, this is the daughter's room. It has been so difficult to film in this room. The walls are like this really, really bright pink, and it's made all of the cameras go a bit wonky and skewy. But you'll remember there was so many cobwebs all in here. So many spiders all on the wall, around the windows. It was very much spider central in here. Now, I'm not seeing a single spider, which is very good. Again, all new bedding. We bought new pillows, new duvets, new bed sheets, all of that stuff, and also got some little decor bits too. It's just like little touches that will hopefully make it feel a little bit more homey. Let me turn this on. Let there be light. She really likes her Disney plushies. So Harry's individually cleaned every single one of her plushies. I've only put 3 on the bed, but she's got a whole bin bag full of them. And that's in the other room, so she can, you know, decorate in here however she wants to. I think it'd be really nice, some little paintings and pictures up on the wall, just make it hers. But yeah, that is the daughter's bedroom. Now I'm gonna take you to my favourite of the transformation. So this is the kitchen, and then this, we'll go through that in a sec, okay? But I want to show you this first. This is the living room. Come on in. In here, where do I even start? We had like a mountain of iron brew over here. We couldn't walk. There was a lot of cat poo kind of smushed into the ground. Remember, we were saying it was very porous. It's so difficult to get rid of it because there's so much that it seeps into, but I think we've done a really good job. Me and Harry hand scrubbed these floors and spent hours on them. We deep cleaned the sofas, de-spidered, de-webbed. All of the furniture and bits has all been deep cleaned, including the TV and the TV stand unit. We also wanted to bring a little bit of colour and life to the space, so we went and got all new pillows, a rug, some throws, just like little bits to pop in here and there. I loved it. I got to go crazy in B&M. It was great. This was their nanny's dining room table, and they kind of said, you know, we would like to keep that table. Can you see what you can do with it? Now, I'm not going to lie, it is going to need sanding and it is going to need a revarnish. But other than that, the table was actually in really good nick. A little damaged on top, but again, nothing a quick sand and a new fresh wood stain can't fix. Chairs are also looking really good. Harry deep cleaned and de-webbed all of them, so thank you, Harry. And this is the kitchen. Again, same thing, the walls have been scrubbed down. There's little things like this that I think is important to show. It's not coming out. These aren't smooth walls, I keep saying that, but like any little mark, any indent is gonna show up, and it doesn't matter how many times you scrub it. All you're doing, you're not doing anything, you know. But yeah, this again was in a pretty bad way, especially on the floor. Not the worst room in the house, but certainly not the best. And it didn't take too long, so I'm really happy with this. The sink is shining. Life is good. Why is our plug hole so dirty though? Harry. We managed to find bread bin, coffee, biscuits, all of that, so we popped them out. Cute little nook and cranny to add. I don't know if you remember, but all down here was covered in cobwebs and spiders. There was spider webs everywhere in this place, and now I would eat my dinner off that. Very clean. Got a brand new toaster for them. They had 3 toasters and 3 deep fat fryers. The deep fat fryers had oil in them that must have been like 2-3 years old. It was delicious. The toasters, the 3 toasters, one of them didn't work, the other 2 did work, but they had spider webs and spider nests inside, so I can't clean inside without water, and you can't clean a toaster with water, so we just chucked them, got them a new toaster. And this one's very fancy and fun. That's everything. Let us know what you think. They are going to put new floor down, and then I think the whole place will look immediately transformed, even more so. But I'm really happy with this, and I've really enjoyed being in Edinburgh. It's the 3rd of February, my birthday's on the 5th. My birthday's in 2 days, so I don't know about you, I'm staying in Edinburgh. Scene 27 in with the Scots. Also, everyone's so nice here. All of the Scottish people have been so lovely, haven't they, Harry? Mm-hmm. They've just been really nice. Really like proper community vibe. Yeah, I'm gonna miss this place and the people. But that's all. Like and subscribe. Let me know what you think. Love ya. Mwah. Kiss you on your forehead.
Mwah, mwah, mwah. Oh.